everybody, and welcome to Off the Rack. I'm Sal.
I'm Tiffany.
This is the comic book review show where we take books in the past week, recap, review them, let you know what we thought about them, and then give you recommendations of books that are coming out this week we think you should pick up. So today we're got a few books. I don't know how many books you have, but I only have like a very small number.
Okay.
I didn't get a chance to read everything that I wanted to. I know that there was a War of the Realms tie-in that I wanted to check out, and I just didn't.
Oh yeah, you were gonna do that.
I know, and I just didn't do it.
Well,
what?
You didn't. You can't get a gold star for the day.
No, that's fair. You know what? You can't get one every day. The sooner you learn that, the better your life is going to be. By the way, this channel is, it's all about comics. We supplement that channel by using a number of things. In this particular show, we use super chats. That way, the roofs stay over our heads, especially after miserable storms we got last night.
Oh yeah.
So that way, we can help ourselves out, but also it allows you to be part of the show. It's a great way to organically weave you into the conversation and read some of your questions, comments, whatnot. So we encourage you to use those super chats because if it is used, it will be brought into the show live or, recorded for posterity. In addition to that, we also have a Patreon, patreon.com/ComicPOP. All the links and more are in the description below this video.
Yeah.
Where you can find all kinds of fun stuff. We just had a behind-the-scenes rundown of everything that's happening this week, plus early access to back issues, and a supplemental podcast that you can only find over there that is a spin-off from Elseworlds Exchange. So
nice.
It's a lot of fun. Check it out if you're interested. If you have the scratch to help out, we do appreciate it. But if not, this show is still free. So, you can always just enjoy it.
Yeah.
So let's jump into some books, shall we?
Yes, it's warm, so yes.
Yeah,
let's get
please.
this going.
Exactly. I read Justice League number 24 from Scott Snyder and Jimenez.
Yeah, where it looks like Batman's going to eat them.
Yeah.
No, I didn't.
Destroyed by the Dark Knight. It's a giant book. No, it's just another...
Batman gets really big and eats everybody.
Right. That's usually how it works.
It's a weird twist.
Yeah.
It's a weird twist.
It would be, but no, it's just a metaphor. It's metaphorical. Batman, of course, has been encouraged by the, progenitor of this sixth dimension to help destroy the reality we're in and allow for, heroism to take hold, and all that you need to sacrifice is everyone you know and love in order to do it. But don't worry, they're spirits or whatever will be carried over, so it's fine. So in the last issue, we kind of left on a cliffhanger. Batman had to, and in fact did, move a son away from Superman, who was jumping and flying away from a, increased gravity prison planet moon thing. Superman is inspired, or he digs deep to find a memory of himself with John, to find the courage to go out and do that. It's actually a really, really beautiful sequence in which Clark recalls a great day with his son.
Yeah.
And he talks about, and you could tell a father wrote it because it's very, these are the moments that you don't think about, and there's, they play music together, they play catch, they go and stop a villain, which you don't even see.
Right,
you see the two of them don their super costumes and get ready to go. And then Clark calls Lois and tells her, because she's working late at the Daily Planet, what an awesome day it was.
Yeah.
But John is so sad because they didn't get a chance to launch this memorial rocket for his grandfather John.
It's one of those little paper lanterns.
Exactly.
I was like, there's a lot of tape there for a little rocket ship.
Yes.
But it's a paper lantern. Okay.
And Clark is like, it's fine, we'll do it tomorrow. He's like, yeah, but we were going to do it today, and now it's raining. And Clark doesn't really think about how great the day was. He thinks more about the failure of not being able to do this thing that his son really wanted.
It's easier to focus on that.
Right, and the lantern falls apart in his hands in the rain, and it's just now I'd give anything to be in that moment again and stuff like that. And it's just it was a beautiful sequence. It's really, really well executed. The Justice League and the Legion of Doom team up. The Legion of Doom saves the Justice League. That's literally what happens in that story.
Okay.
Batman and the blue dude who's
this big guy.
Yeah, who helped create a Barbatos and whatnot. He basically encourages Batman to put on the last Batman suit that he'll ever wear, which is made of all kinds of life-granting blah 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 and doobly-doos that allow him to reshape the blah blah blahs into yada yadas.
Right. Wait, you mean it's not a black suit with a white
Right.
shirt
and sunglasses?
Yeah.
No, yeah. But by the way, the Legion of Doom has a great moment to shine. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. You know, it's funny. As soon as they kind of brought the Legion of Doom into the forefront, or Snyder did, I was like, there is going to be a moment where they have to work together. Because it's like how it goes.
Right, except this is an alternate reality Legion of Doom that's been in prison for years.
Yeah, but you still get that effect. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true.
It's slightly turned on its ear, but you do get that effect.
Right, so the Justice League faces off against, like, the future idyllic version of the Justice League.
Right.
And that's when Batman shows up wearing the suit. This big, epic, amazing suit that is made of, like, all this material and crap. And it's like, he's gonna unmake everything or remake everything or whatever. The point is, like, you know,
Batman's gone off the deep end.
Or he's playing the long game. My guess is he's playing the long game because, like, it would be so dissatisfying if Batman was a betrayer of everyone he loved and held dear.
You know what?
Constantly, like, every time.
Yeah.
It's like, why would you be friends with that person anymore?
You know, I'm not reading Justice League right now because I'm reading The Batman Who Laughs. And I don't want two stories in which Batman, regardless of the actual outcome, is betraying everybody simultaneously.
That's literally every...
I'm not sure why Snyder's doing that at the same time.
I don't know. I will say that, like, it's also happening in Tom King's Batman. It's also it's happening all... There isn't a Batman book coming out right now where Batman isn't screwing somebody over.
Right, yeah. And I get it, like...
Right. It's
that
just
happens.
That, like,
there's that overlay sometimes. It's just interesting that he's writing two different books in which he's screwing people over in two different ways.
And in which he could be screwing them over in, like, a secret way where it's like, I'm gonna trick you and make you think I'm a bad guy, but actually I'm a good guy, but, like, probably not.
Right. So I mean, like, I'm sure they'll both have very different outcomes.
No doubt.
Both stories.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm sure there's some inherent merit to them.
Yeah.
But on the surface, there's a similarity to it that I'm just like,
it's too much. Okay, it's also written by the same guy. So.
Yeah.
Flashpool in the super chat said, "Here's some money just because I love that Dipper hat." Yeah, Tiffany's looking dippy fresh.
I am dippy fresh
today.
Not dippy fresh.
But
we don't speak of dippy fresh.
No, because he sucks. But yeah, so from there, let's talk about what Tiffany read this week because I recommend it, by the way, because the art's so great and because like clearly, like, I don't know if Snyder's like, you can't tell if, like, Snyder, like, because Snyder's such a good guy and he's such a friendly person and he's such a, like, a ball player in the industry. You can't tell when he's taking the piss or when he's, like, digging into somebody.
It's hard.
So, like, him showing off, like, him spending 2 issues being like, the source of Superman's joy and happiness is his son.
Right.
It could be his way of being like, Bendis, or he's like, no, I love Brian. We're friends. We hang out all the time.
Yeah.
I just wanted to... you know, it's hard to think about good memories you have with your teenage son because they're such shitheads all the time. Like, it could be one of those. I know I was. Like, my dad's memories of me, there are very few where I was a teenager that he was like, yes, I want to... That's where I'll find the inner strength to, like, you know, overcome. No, it's going to be when I was a little boy and we played ball. Like, that's going to be it.
Yeah.
Tiffy Fresh. Hashtag.
I am Tiffy Fresh.
Bring it over to the Twitch.
I'm not sure. Which I apologize, by the way, everybody, for not having.
Yeah, we were busy this whole weekend. We went to the East Coast Comic-Con. We had a great time.
And then we ended up at, like, a wedding reception that went way longer than we thought we were going to be there.
Yes.
By the time we were done, I was like, I am so physically done.
No, you wouldn't have had a good show.
No, it just would have me just face down on my keyboard.
Yep.
And I wasn't going to do that.
Right.
I'm going to talk about Old Man Quill.
Mm-hmm.
By Ethan Sachs with art by Robert Gill. I just literally today had the realization that Ethan Sachs also wrote Old Man Hawkeye.
No shit.
I was like, oh yeah.
Well, there you go. He's like burning that torch for the Old Man series.
Anyway, this issue opens up with a rebel encampment at an undisclosed location. We, the reader, can't even know. We're not allowed to know because what if we told Doom or anybody else, right?
Right.
And 2 young individuals who were at the, like, Fing Fang Boom battle, go to report that, like, there's a hero, and, like, it's the hero of, what do they call him?
Legend.
No, the hero of Horse Creek, is there, and they're like, okay, well, show me what you saw, and, like, we see that one of the kids has the ability to, like, project images.
Okay.
And, like, is able to show his memory of, like, him fighting Fing Fang Boom. And we see an arm of the individual, and then we pull back, and we see that the leader of this encampment is Viv Vision.
Oh, cool. Good use of Viv. All right.
And she looks like she's had some better days. Like, she's missing an eye and part of her head.
Yeah.
And she's like, you got to bring him in. Because
Okay.
we need him. So you got to bring him in. We're going to broadcast that out there. Of course, that broadcast is intercepted by someone of the Church of Truth.
Oh, no.
And that's going to come into play later on. But this issue really focuses on Quill again, and what kind of happened between himself, Gamora, and his wife, in a sense.
Okay.
So, like, they're making their way through the wasteland, and they keep taking breaks. Like, Gamora's like, all right, let's break so that Peter can get a minute to rest. And he's like, no, I'm okay. Like, everyone else can walk like I can. And she's like, we're going to take a break so that, you know what doesn't happen. Because he will have a breakdown, basically. And so, like, he has this little device where he looks at his family and, like, can relive memories, right?
Oh,
and
no.
the memory he relives is his wife. They're about to take, like, a royal portrait. And his wife's like, just tell me, do you still love her?
Oh, no.
And he's just like, at the end of the day, listen, I chose the throne of Spartax over the helm of Star-Lord, so I chose you. And she's like, you didn't answer my question.
No.
And then he leaves, and then the machine breaks.
Oh, no.
And he starts freaking out because he's just like, I don't have that attachment to them. Like, I can't remember their faces without this thing anymore. Like, I'm going to lose them.
Yeah.
And so Mantis comes over, and she's just like, she loved you.
It's she.
Gamora.
Oh,
and like understood why you left.
Okay. That's nice.
And he's just like, could you get out of my head? Could you just stop with that? And she's like, I can't do this. Or he says, I can't do this. And he's like, you're in my head and I can't. And she's like, no, I know you can because I am in your head. And then they look up at the stars and there's like this huge like streak in like the stars. And she's like, you see that there? She's like, that's where the Zendarian system used to be. Oh. And then we get a little peek at what happened there. And then we see in this future that Alexander became Nova Prime.
Cool.
And the Church of Truth came and they fended them off, but they left something behind. And we see Alexander's reaction to it, but we don't see what it was. And then it destroys the planet.
Okay.
And everything there, basically. Yeah. Quill is awoken to find Drax's hand over his mouth. He's like, be quiet, because there's a Doombot going overhead. They make it past that. They end up at this town, which is like a ghost town. And they're like, cool, this is creepy. They find a cow laying in the street, just like covered in like bite marks. Like human bite marks. And like, at first Rocket's like, I mean, I haven't had a steak in like a really long time, so like maybe. And they're like, oh, okay, I guess the town's abandoned. We'll get supplies and we'll get out of here. And then Gamora notices that there are lights on in the church, and they're like, all right, let's go over there. And Rocket's like, have any of you ever seen a human horror movie? Like, I'm just saying, like, maybe we don't go to the church and we just leave. Yeah. They go to the church. There's a family inside. Like, they're like, oh, get in. They're gonna see you. And they're like, who? What are you talking about? And that's when like a hand busts through the door, a la any horror movie ever, and the Madrox gang pours in. Now, this Madrox gang is out of its mind because he multiplied too many times, and it diluted the mind so much that it no longer has the ability to really talk. It has fragmented words, and instead it only hungers. And it came to town and it ate the crops, it ate the cattle, and then it developed a taste for human flesh.
Oh no. So there's like multiple man zombies?
They're not zombies, they're cannibals. They're like crazy cannibals. Right. Now, the last time Ethan Sachs dealt with multiple man was in Old Man Hawkeye, where the multiple man ended up getting the symbiote. Oh, right. And like that's how the T-Rex got the symbiote. So like, he's got a soft spot for making them pay. So it turns out that like you can't just if you hit multiple man, he'll multiply because he gets energy, and so you have to hit them. It is like a zombie because you got to shoot him in the head. You have to destroy the head or the brain. Naturally. So Rocket misses, and immediately that's when they find that out. Quill misses because he's rusty. Gamora takes out a couple, and then Quill realizes that like they're gonna be overrun because the Madroxes start hitting their heads against things in order to multiply themselves. So like more and more of them keep showing up, and he's like, okay. Quill's like, all right, everybody get out, run, run. And so like Mantis knows what's in his head. They leave. He takes his gun and he programs it to overload. There's like propane tanks or of some sort in the church, and they just blow it to hell.
Cool.
And he jumps through a window, and it's funny because in classic Guardian style, or like in the perceived Guardian style, the woman who was the mother of them like is like, thanks so much for helping us out. The door was right there. You could have just gone through the door. You left through the window.
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, I'm a little rusty. And then one of the Church of Life followers shows up and like goes to kill Quill and everybody like around them, and like just crashes into the town. There's a huge explosion. It's like, to be continued.
Oh, okay.
So we'll see what happens. Again, is this really a like old man kind of story? Yes, technically, because they're old. Is it more a Guardians of the Galaxy adventure when they're geriatrics? Yeah, it's more that. It does take place.
That's what you want.
Yeah, it does take place in the world, and you get the occasional homages to Old Man Logan's universe. But I think it's more a Guardian story, so I think people who were looking for that same feeling they got from Old Man Hawkeye may not be feeling it here, even though it's written by the same guy. But if you're a big Guardians fan, you might dig it. So
cool.
You know,
check it out.
Yeah, maybe it's up to you.
Yeah, I mean that sounds fun. Joe Skandowski says, "Hi, Comic Pop. This is the first time I've ever caught you guys live."
Hi.
It's true. I've only said your name this one time. I listen to the podcast religiously, and I love them. Thank you so much, man.
Yeah.
Glad you dig it,
Yeah,
and welcome to the show.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
Captain Scruffybeard says, "Have you heard of Scratch by the creator of the Max?" Yes, I have. Sam Keith created this book, Scratch. I'm bringing it up because of this Halloween. Could be a possible GBU selection. Another idea is, what if not Marvel, like IDW Deviations or Elseworlds? Okay. Yeah, we could do that.
Yeah.
I don't know if we'll do Scratch so much as we'll do the GBU idea, but you never know.
Yeah.
Because there's always an opening for a GBU topic.
Yeah, especially with the Halloween. I mean, we did that Batman book we did was in Elseworlds, right?
We sure did.
Vampires.
So there you go. I read Naomi #5 from Bendis and what was it? Jamal Campbell and what's it called? Walker. I don't remember his name. I think it's like
David F. Walker.
David F. Walker. Thank you.
Who co-wrote it?
Who co-wrote it? Well, he and Bendis work together.
Yeah.
And Jamal Campbell does the art.
Okay.
If you've been watching the show, you know that I'm reading Naomi.
Yeah, which I like.
Well, because like
it's
Bendis,
not like surprised, but I'm like,
No, it's very Bendis. Like this is the Bendis book. Like this, it's almost like this is the book that like clearly this is the Marvel book that he had ready to go that like he didn't get a chance to do. So he's like, fuck it, I'll make it a DC book.
Okay.
And I'll put it under Wonder Comics, which is his label for like Young Justice and stuff. And while people are falling off of Young Justice quicker than lemmings falling off of the edge of a cliff, Naomi seems to be continuing to be fine. It is like very much a Bendis issue in terms of Naomi finds out where she is. She tells her best friend. And then the next issue will be the end of the series.
She found out what she is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she's the daughter of a pair of aliens, and she touched a special black rock, and now she's got powers.
So that's like not exactly this, but it is a little Lucy in the Sky from the Runaways.
Yeah.
Like
it's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
But like the art is so damn good, and it's so frustrating how great it is.
It is very good.
But
it is.
You know, Campbell will have work after this book,
which is great.
Bet your bottom dollar. And like Naomi looks neat. She's got she's got a nice personality, I guess. Like it's just fun. But the idea is that she's the only thing that like really sucks. Like because I've enjoyed this book. It's a lot about like a character study, and you're watching like parents be parents, and,
right?
You know, like a teenager discover their powers, which is up my alley because I'm a Spider-Man fan. But like. They find out that like you know a selection of people got powers from like the energy that was given off from like the first crisis, which is like made a bunch of people that were metahumans, and it's kind of like the idea that came from Invasion. If you ever read DC's Invasion,
okay.
The Dominators take they just start like experimenting on people, and then like out of this experimentation that they put on these people, like a small cross section of those people got powers because they had a metagene. Same exact thing, only Bendis made it. And one of the people is a Rogolzar type character, and Rogolzar shows up at the end. I mean, it's not Rogolzar, but it's like might as well be.
Right.
And,
so like, is Bendis like being like, and here come Bendis and humans, like?
Yeah,
but for DC.
No, it's only like 18 people.
Okay.
But like, so it could be, but like Yes, it's like Bendis and Humans plus like an additional Rogozar character. And when I say that, I mean like
no, it's just like a big ugly dude.
A big ugly dude who's got special powers, and he has a religiously like oriented mindset about destroying the people who made him.
Right,
and
he's a zealot of some kind.
Fart.
So when will Naomi end up in the Superman book? Is my question.
Probably very, very soon after this book ends. Yeah.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah.
I mean, like, again, the art is lovely, and so if nothing else comes out of it, that guy gets to go on and draw some other books. Fantastic.
Exactly.
And Bendis is doing his thing over there. So I mean, like, that's good, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. It shows Bendis only read like 18 books, which you could tell. But yeah. So whatever. Okay. It's fun, and it's a fun book. When the big monster that looks like Rogozar showed up, I was like, pass.
Right. Okay.
But help out Campbell, because he's a great artist and he needs to be on. And the fact that like I don't know like if he created a buffer for this book or whatever, but the book's out on time all the time and it's amazing looking. So,
yeah.
It's great.
So
check that out.
That's excellent.
Polish Gamer says, "Hey guys, glad to be here and supporting the channel." Well, we're glad to have you.
Hi.
We really appreciate it. Keep up the awesome work. Keep up the awesome work you all do. Always excited to hear your opinions and recommendations.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you. And Mr. Roboto says, Remender's Force and Thunderbolts Red, love or hate. X-Force is cool. Thunderbolts Red is not great. So, what did you read?
Oh, like what he said. I think we should just do my 2 last books.
Okay.
Because I know more people are going to want to hear about the final book that you had that I actually went through as well. After you told me about it, I went and read it.
Right.
Too.
Oh, cool.
Just super quickly, because I want to support Kelly Thompson, I picked up Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Oh, hey!
Now this is not the Chilling Adventures of Sabrina, so if you're looking for that, this is not quite that book at all.
Yeah.
But it does have that wit and sarcasm to some degree, and like tight, snappy dialogue that Thompson writes in her other books. You'll find that here. Without the hard horror element. That's not to say there aren't monsters and like a lot of the stuff that people have come to love from the Chilling Adventures in the book.
Okay.
It's just not quite that horror focused.
Cool.
It is the straight up like, here's an opening story for Sabrina. They move to Greendale and she starts school and she lives with her aunts who look different than I've seen them in Chilling Adventures, in the show, in other incarnations. The cat talks in this,
Good.
So we're kind of rolling that back as well. But there are monsters, and like she immediately runs into like 2 siblings who become a Wendigo together. Only one of them knows that they are, and the other one doesn't.
Okay, that's
and,
cool.
And like the chick's like, don't tell anybody. She's also the bully of the book.
Ah.
There's some sort of like creepy Kraken monster who's attacking things, and it turns out it is this kid, but the kid can also apparently turn into other things, and that's going to be the big mystery. Harvey Kinkle is in this.
Naturally.
You know what I mean? Like, and they're like, there is something obviously that like the aunts aren't telling her, and like she's doing magic in this, but like she lives in a world of like, I'm a human and a witch and I go to school, and like I hate going to school because like I hate dealing with teenagers, and like it's a different feel.
Okay.
But it's not quite the like hokey Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Right.
It is like this cool cross section of both. So if you're a fan of Kelly Thompson's work and you do like magic and the world of Sabrina, check it out. Like that's all I'm going to say about
Fair
that.
enough.
The other book I read for pretty much one reason is Aquaman, number 48.
Yay!
Because it's called Mother Shark. It's becoming Jaws season, everybody, and Jaws is probably right now my favorite Steven Spielberg movie of all time. I've come to that realization.
Right.
I mean, he's made some incredible films that are poignant and more historically important, but Jaws is my jam.
Yeah.
And we're coming into that season where it's going to be on all the time. And I can't wait for August for Shark Week.
Oh, yeah.
So I was just so on board for this hitting at the, like, cusp of we're coming into the summer. I was like, sharks! I'm in!
Yeah.
So, I picked it up. I was like, why not? On top of that, it's written by Kelly Sue DeConnick with art by Victor Bogdanovic.
Yep.
And I'm happy to help out Victor any day of the week.
Yes, and he's doing some great stuff. I was looking at some of his sketch work on Facebook.
No,
and
it's phenomenal. And, like, he is just, like, he does if we just get right into the art on this book, he does a phenomenal job in this book. I mean, like, it's so funny because there are pages in here where there's literally just, like, ink marks that the inker clearly followed from his lines, knowing that, having seen his pencils before, and I was like, oh, this is just so, it's just him. It's just so undeniably him. Yeah. He does such a great job capturing some of, like, the overall, like horror of the sea, the loneliness, like, there's just, like, this is that's phenomenal awesome. Set of pages here. I have not been following Aquaman, so my take on this is that, hey, this is kind of an interesting jumping on point, because Aquaman doesn't have any memories. Okay. And he's there with, like, the old gods. Okay. And they're basically going to give him this, like, here, drink this, and you're going to go on, like sea walk about, swim about. Sure. You put your swimmies on, we're going to go learn about some memories. But he keeps hearing this other voice in his head. So he drinks this stuff, he's like, it's not working, and then immediately it works, and, like, he stands up, everything's all, like, blue around him, like, nobody's moving. He has these, like, memories, or, like, these visions of, like, a man, like, a fisherman helping a guy, like, back into the boat during a huge storm. He then falls over, Ariel saves him, his mom saves him, they fall in love, they have a kid, she has to go back, right, the whole thing, right? Yeah. Victor. I'm like, Victor Bogdanovic. No. Yeah. Aquaman then, like, wanders into the sea where he comes face to face with bigger than Megalodon size set of teeth. But Sweet. Like, the way Victor draws it is perfect because it's not, like, comical. All these teeth. It's just they're kind of gross and horrifying. It is an appropriately terrible amount of teeth just poking out at all of the worst places possible. Yeah. And it's the shark mother, and she is this, like, Leviathan sort of creature that lives in the sunken forest that houses the memories of the ocean. It's the collective memories of the ocean that live there. Also, when people die in the ocean, she facilitates their passing. Oh, okay. By eating them. Whoa. No thanks. It's fine. I mean, it's like, it'd be like going into a big tunnel, like a big tooth tunnel. Yeah, that sounds like a horror show. No, I mean, like, Han and Chewie and Leia flew into. They didn't die. No, but, like, they didn't know it was like a cave. Right. So except they were once they were aware it was a cave, they ran away. Yeah. Once it was a worm, it was bad. But anyway, like, he's like, "Am I dreaming? What the hell's going on?" She's like, "No, you died, but, like, I knew they needed, like, a champion, so, like, I'm not gonna let you. You're not gonna pass on." Okay. I gave you enough memories so that you would be able to function and do your thing. But, like, now that you're here, maybe do you want the rest of them? It might drive you crazy, right? That kind of thing. We also get, like, look at this. Look what he does here, where he uses the white. Oh yeah, the white space. Yep. To create this, like, the implication of the jaws behind him. Like, such good panel layouts. Good panel layouts. Talented dude. He really is. So we go over, like, part of Aquaman's life. Like, this is very much a clip show for Aquaman and Aquaman fans. That's great. You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know, there's, like, you know, Black Manta, and look, he's befriending sea creatures, and, like, he was taught, even though he wasn't supposed to be taught. Hey, did you watch the movie? Because let's just establish those things that you remember from that. We see Mera in there, of course. Like, we find out that, like, you know, like, he was the reluctant king, and that really worked in his favor. But then he gave up the crown when it was time, and it was totally cool, and he's just great. Yeah. And then we get this, like, we see that sweet image of her eating everybody, and it's like, it's just, Victor's work can be super polished or super, like, rough and, like, this visceral sort of, like, coloration to it, and it's just so fantastic. Yeah. No, that is horrifying. It's like the things that, like, nightmares are made out of. Yeah. There it is, everybody. This is what Spielberg, I think, wanted Bruce to look like. Victor brought it to life for us. But essentially, like, Arthur's like, "I don't feel dead," and he's just like, "Yeah, but you're not," and, like, you know, it's fine. And then she's like, there are so many memories and whispers, and I hear them, and, like, the rest of you don't, and that's totally fine, and that's cool, but, like, you know, you have a very long and storied history. Yeah. And I'm just a little worried if if I give these back to you, it's not going to work in your favor.
Mm-hmm.
And he decides, no, I do want it. Because, like, essentially, like, leading up to this, apparently, there was a big test, and he passed.
Okay.
He passed. He did it. And now he's supposed to just go back, but, like, he's like, she gives him the option. And he's like, I do want the memories back. He's like, where are they? And, like, what he wants to start with is the red-haired woman. And I was like, what? Yeah, no, of course. He's just like, no, like, that's all cool and stuff, but, like, who's the hot chick?
Yes.
Tell me more about that.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, she's like, oh, yeah, no, of course, yeah, that makes sense. Of course you want to know about her. Come on over here. And guides him to the memory. And he touches it, and he sees her, and she's like, this is Mera. You know, she is a hero, and she's your companion, and your partner, your lover. And then we see this end splash image of Mera, and she's like, and your killer.
Oh,
and it's like,
no.
oh, what's going on? I don't know, because I haven't been reading Aquaman, but I really love this issue. Like, not only in the writing and the fact that there was a big, scary, horrific, like,
shark.
Cool, sage-like shark in it. Right before summer. But, like, the story was pretty sweet. It was good, and, like, for me, I was like, this is a really interesting jumping on point because it just reaffirms things I know about Aquaman and makes me wish I read the rest of it. Yeah. So, like, I don't know how other people who have been following this series felt about this issue in particular.
I hope they liked it.
But I kind of dug it, and, like, if you haven't been on board, this is kind of I feel like it's an interesting place to pick up.
No, definitely.
You know? And who doesn't want big, scary sharks?
I do.
Right? Like, Quint's gonna show up any minute.
Oh, no.
He's got a taxidermy man back home.
He's gonna have a heart attack.
When he sees what I brought him. Yeah, so
check it out.
Yeah.
Polish Gamer says, can't wait for Bendis and King to not write Superman and Batman. Me too. In my opinion, it's worse than the New 52 now. Granted, New 52 Batman was actually pretty rad. Well, Snyder was writing it, and he was pretty much given the keys.
We were literally just talking about, like, this kind of thing the other day, and that, like, when both individuals aren't on the books, in particular when King is done with his run, it's going to be an interesting transitionary period, and I think it's actually going to be kind of rough. Yeah. Because people love King's run, and people hate King's run. It's really kind of divided people, and there are people who just don't care, right? They just don't care. Who cares? Whatever. But that the next person who comes on board is going to be held to both scrutinies. Yeah. And so, like, I don't envy the person who comes next.
No, which is why you suggested there should be, like, a transitional book.
Yeah,
like a book, just a run.
Yeah,
that's
like a mini.
A mini.
A mini that, like, this person's not going to be on the book the whole time.
Well, just an arc in the main title.
Just something that's, like, let the other person who's coming on get themselves all ready, all set, but something where it's just, like, this person's going to bear the brunt in the way that, like, people are going to be like, oh, this isn't Tom King, but I know it's only 6 issues. Yeah. And then the next person will come on and that might distance them. So, I don't know.
Could be. Leah Moore says, I don't know how far you are into the stream, but I am so happy to catch you guys live for the first time. UK fan. Hey.
Hi, welcome.
Love all the shows. All the best. All the best to you, my friend. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Mr. Bato says, will Sal do a good, bad, and ugly for Shark Week? That's a great idea.
Dude, I'm so all about that. I love Shark Week.
We should.
Freaking love Shark Week.
If I remember, we'll do it.
I don't care how often those shows are just scientists looking at things. I'm just like, yeah, no, let's look at things.
Right.
Yeah, tell me more about that.
Caleb J. Villa says, thoughts on Rob Pattinson as potentially Batman? Why not?
You know what?
He's young enough. Works for me.
Right? It's a very opposite direction.
Good.
We're gonna see where it goes. For me, I know a lot of people are like, he's Twilight. I was like, I didn't watch Twilight,
so I have no idea
he's
what he
Cedric
looks like.
Diggory.
Yeah, right. So works for me. I don't care. And finally, last but not least, let's talk about Spider-Man Light Story by Chip Zdarsky with art by Mark Bagley. It's the best Spider-Man book out there right now. You should check it out. This is the 80s, so as you can imagine, you know, it's going to cover a lot of things. Zdarsky, of course, is creating his own kind of universe. The idea is basically he did Civil War, but like 30 years earlier, or I'm sorry, 20 years earlier. The idea is that like Captain America and Iron Man came to blows over Vietnam, and that kind of like is the spiraling out of control point. But what matters is that like in the 80s, Peter Parker is 37 about, and his Aunt May is still alive, and she's in her 90s, and she has dementia, and Mary Jane is pregnant with twins. And she is stuck having to take care of Aunt May and deal with being pregnant because Peter has been whisked away to a place called Battle World because it's the 80s.
Right.
So Spider-Man goes to Battle World with a bunch of other superheroes, and it's 1984, which is, of course, when Secret Wars took place and came out. And we see basically just a fun, big Mark Bagley splash page of watching, what that universe would have been like.
Right. What I thought was most interesting about this was how prevalent the Wrecking Crew was.
Yes.
I was like, what?
I don't know. I mean, like, yes, they were in Secret Wars. I guess that's why Enchantress in there too. So,
but they're like,
I know they're prominent. Pete and Reed Richards, who used to be his like mentor and like confidant, they bury the hatchet. They finally come home. After Peter uses the same machine. It's the same scenario where they told him there's a costume repair machine over there.
Yep.
He picks the wrong machine. He gets a symbiote. He brings it back. He's Black's costume Spider-Man.
Right. And I noticed that, like, because I have not been reading this book, but the costume prior to this.
Oh yeah, it's like a variation on the original costume, but it's like armored because he gets older.
But like
so
part of it almost looked like sort of like the Ben Reilly costume because of where the spider is placed and how like it has that like almost sweatshirtian.
It does.
Look
well, it's blue.
to it.
Yeah, no, it's true.
Yeah, like I was like, oh, okay. Why not?
I think the idea is simply that like we wanted to see an armored Spider-Man,
right,
and that he needs the help. This is of course punctuated when the big reveal happens with the symbiote. But he comes home. Mary Jane had the twins. Mary Jane tries to convince Peter to like put Aunt May in a home. Peter will have none of it. Reed tries to explain to Peter. He actually takes a moment where he's like, "Listen, Peter, like." I have some terrible, distressing news about this costume you have. It's not a costume. Like it's an organism.
Yeah.
And Peter's like, don't you think I know that?
Yeah.
I'm a scientist, man. We work together. And Reed's like, well, for God's sake, boy, why? Why are you wearing this thing? And he's like, because I need it, and not like because it's a drug or it's the ring, from Lord of the Ring.
Right.
It's like I need it because I'm old and I'm growing older and I'm getting weaker and I need the edge because in this universe he's got like, he's the suit actually amplifies your strength.
Right.
When it first was created, all it did was be alive.
Right.
But, like, now it's
it helps him out, and like that creates an actual like reason for him to hang on to it, and it actually creates a symbiotic relationship between the two of them.
And in fact, like he points out like I'm preventing it from bonding with me because I like expunge it at the end of the day. Like it goes into a separate case.
Right?
Which is like, oh, okay, all right. I hear what you're saying.
He just flings it off like it's Doctor Strange's cape. Like just go over there.
Go over there. And then it does. Because the suit's like, why not? I guess that's fine.
Yeah. I like you. You're cool.
Right, exactly. Peter goes home and there are police at the door. And what happened was apparently Aunt May like took the twins and like wandered off, and was like staring through a window at like a department store for a couple of hours, and like the kids were just screaming in their bassinet, and it's like this is a horrifying moment because it's real. It's like such a real moment, and and the cops are really supportive and understanding, and I really like how like listen, we'll talk about like what we need to do, and if you need anything, call me.
Well, yeah, because like Mary Jane's been chatting with them and asked for some recommendations if they knew of any place that like would take care of her.
Yeah. Right.
And so like they drop that.
Yeah.
Like, we'll let you know, or we'll get you those recommendations or whatever.
Exactly. Yeah. So
but Peter hears that.
Right. And he's like, what are you talking about? And Mary Jane reveals like she's thinking about putting Aunt May in a home. Peter wants none of it. They get into a blowout about Gwen Stacy. Peter ditches the suit, jumps into his old costume, and just goes swinging across the city. He just needs to like clear out the cobwebs, I guess. What he winds up doing, because this is the 80s, is he bumps into Kraven the Hunter wearing his black costume. There's this whole trend where it's like there's somebody in his black costume, like, or in a variant of his black costume, like murdering people in the name of justice. And he bumps into that fake Spider-Man, and it turns out it's Kraven the Hunter. Yes. And this is the first we're looking at Kraven, and this Kraven is like galvanized by the like ensuing conflict between the Russians and the Americans. And he's like, I've been here, like, as a Russian agent forever, and like now I like consider this my home, and I need to make you better, and like you're not getting better. And so the same thing happens from Kraven Last Hunt. He shoots Spider-Man with a tranq, then he seemingly murders Spider-Man, then buries him alive. Peter's, of course, in the ground for 2 weeks, and at some point or other,
I didn't think that he was.
I thought it was 2 weeks.
I thought it was that, like, I thought he was gone for 3 weeks at the beginning,
That's
and
right.
this happens instantaneously.
Yeah,
like,
it could be, because the suit does respond immediately to it.
Yeah.
But the idea is that the suit knows that Peter is in trouble, and it crashes out of its bondage and chases after him.
Yeah.
Mary Jane chases after the suit. The suit digs Spider-Man up and absorbs him and becomes this, like, horror show of a black costume Venom type thing. And so you see a variant on the classic Mike Zeck Spider-Man springing from the grave, but it's like in this living costume. Yeah,
it's incredible.
It's an incredible image. And so Peter, with the suit, just tracks down Kraven, who's of course wearing his Spider-Man costume,
and still beating up hoods.
Well, he's doing the thing that he did in Kraven's Last Hunt.
But it's just so funny. He's like, okay, I put him in the grave, and all right, back to work.
Yeah,
I had someone else take the grave. Though.
Right, but enraged by the the ensuing like violation and whatnot, it takes on the form of like Venom.
Yeah.
And grows a mouth, and it's gonna attack him, and Kraven's like, "You're beautiful. Like this is exactly what I wanted.
Yeah.
Like you're finally ready." And Mary Jane tracks him down. Peter's like, "You gotta shoot me with the special ray that gets the symbiote off of me, like we talked about." They didn't really talk about it, but they talked about it in between the panels,
right?
Because we're skipping decades every freaking issue. Mary Jane seemingly kills the symbiote, and then Peter is freed from it, but unfortunately he loses the crutch.
Yeah.
Then we just get a silent, kind of like montage of like Mary Jane and the children moving out and leaving Peter alone with his aunt.
Yeah. Just
looking out the window, and it's like, whoa.
Yeah.
Just a gut punch.
Yeah.
It's like almost One More Day, where it's like, you want to trade your family for your like million-year-old aunt?
Yeah. Because
you're too much of a coward to just do the adult mature thing?
Right.
Or maybe you just can't handle it? It was incredible. So then, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, it seems like from what you've described to me, this Peter Parker misses the mark on a lot of things. Like, he doesn't have quite the understanding that he should.
Right.
And so, like, he's taking care of her by being like, she has to live here, that's how I take care of her, as opposed to actually getting her the help she needs.
Yeah, well, and also he doesn't think about, like, he's being irresponsible because he doesn't think about, like, the burden he's putting on Mary Jane and how she's been taking care of her. Like,
right, but, like, even if he was, let's say he stopped being Spider-Man and he still was here, that doesn't mean he has the capabilities to deal with this. Not everybody can deal with that situation.
No.
Alzheimer's, dementia, it's really hard to deal with.
Yes.
And I think he's like, no. Like, I have to stay with her, or we have to stay with her.
Yeah.
Because that's what it means to take care of
someone.
As opposed to it being like,
giving them the care they need.
Yeah. Like getting it. And like, you're not just dumping them off somewhere. Like
right.
That happens and that sucks.
Yeah.
But that's not what the situation is.
No.
So, yeah.
No, it's true.
It's just, he just misses that mark.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And if you ever caught our interview with Chip, we do talk about how he basically believes if Peter's not suffering, then he's not Peter Parker. So then we get the classic ending to Kraven's Last Hunt. Kraven's like, I've done it. He's, and the other thing I forgot to mention was that like Kraven felt accelerated in his desire to do this because he is dying of cancer.
Yeah, I noted that at the end. I was like, oh, okay.
I forgot about that. He mentions that earlier. But,
okay.
But yeah, he's like, so I'm going to take my own life, just like I did in Kraven's Last Hunt.
Right.
And you're like, oh, this, yeah, exactly, classic.
Yeah.
And then, as he's about to put the gun to his mouth, the symbiote finds him.
Yep.
And stops him. And then he becomes the new Venom. Yeah. Or so you think.
Right.
We're going to find out after the 90s.
Yeah.
But, like, that's so brilliant. I'm, like, floored. Because, like, okay, so you got the thing where it's like, yeah, you set up Kraven, he could be a cool Venom, yeah. But then you're like, oh, wait a minute. The Venom symbiote saved Eddie Brock from suicide. Mm-hmm. And Kraven always killed himself. So, like, and it also, like, saved Eddie from cancer. And so it's just this poetic, amazing, like, merging of these characters so that, like, Kraven becoming Venom in this universe makes perfect sense. And it's so clever and it's so genius. And it's like, that's why I can't write Spider-Man. Because, like, I can't think of things like that. Like, I was like, it got me so hard. And then thinking about it where I'm like, oh, that makes so perfect sense. The book is amazing. Yeah. Buy it, read it, enjoy it. You're going to love it.
Yeah.
There's 2 more issues, I think. No, 3. It's 3 issues.
So it's 90s, early 2000s?
Yeah, and then 2000 now.
Yeah.
I guess.
It's the aughts.
The aughts. It's great. So read that series. I highly recommend it. Jumping into the super chats, what was it? King's Portal says, I'm a little bit angry comics are popular now. I miss the 90s. Well, they're all still there, and they're at severely discounted rates. So you can, and trust me, there's books you didn't read back then that you could find in any local comic book store or in any comic book convention you can get at like for pennies on the dollar. You could basically relive the 90s forever and keep reading books you never checked out. As if Sayed says, just wanted to say hi to my favorite YouTube channel. We just want to say hi to you. Thank you very much. Caleb J. Villa says, you think the films will be based on Red Raid or The Crimson Mist and Bloodstorm? Probably not.
Well, because he played a vampire.
Right.
So.
Yeah, no. That's so funny.
They should do a dark animated version of that.
Batman Vampire is like, why isn't that a movie?
That should be an animated movie.
They'd sit it in their god-awful DC universe and have Jason O'Hara be like, nah.
Yeah, do all of them. I want to, see the last one where he just...
Right? Well,
he just and here's the issues where he just kills everybody.
I mean, honestly, like they would probably gather them by gaslight and just merge them. Just all one.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what I'm saying. Like, just do them all. Just do the whole thing.
Scoro says Zdarsky's Daredevil is officially my top 5, if not top 3 favorite runs now. Matt saying that Peter is the best of them is gut wrenching. If you're not reading it, I didn't get a chance to talk about it, but you know what? I'm not going to. Zdarsky and Marco Cicchetto's Daredevil number 5 is great. Read it because Daredevil's book is great. Like the story, the journey, the stuff with Frank Castle, the journey that Daredevil's going on is spectacular. And if you're a Spider-Man fan, like we all know that Chip Zdarsky is, you get a lot of like great moments. I mean, like listen, you get Danny Rand, you get Luke Cage, you get Jessica Jones, but you get this great moment where Peter finally like confronts Matt, and like you get Matt's kind of like personal thoughts on Peter, and you get like this really great kind of like analysis of who Peter Parker is, and it's through the lens of Matt Murdock.
Right.
And it's like, that's what these two mean to each other. What a great interpretation.
Yeah.
So I completely agree with you. Comics Mix Explains says, can't make it to New York Comic Con, but would love to see you at Baltimore Comic Con. We hope we can make it.
Yeah.
We're thinking about it. Can I please buy you all dinner or at least some drinks? I think at least 20 of us at the Comic Core will be there. I hope we see you there.
Yeah.
But thank you very much, man. We'll see what happens with Baltimore. I don't know if we can make it, but I hope we do. I love that show.
Yeah.
Jack O'Connell, this Peter Parker's missing years of Avengers experience and having to make the hard choices he's had to make in the last decade or so of comics. Yeah, that's who he is, and it's great. So check that out. Outside of that, we're going to recommend some books that are coming out this week that we think you should pick up.
Yeah, let's do it.
So let's jump into them. What do you got?
I'm going to vamp until I get everything back.
I have only one thing.
Oh, okay, I'll go first. Over in Marvel, Doctor Strange number 14 is coming out. I that's up to you if you like the Wade run or not. It's not blowing my world right now. It's not rocking my world either.
No.
But that's just me. Maybe you dig it, so I wanted to mention that it is coming out.
Right.
I'm still gonna pick it up.
Well, also so nobody reminds you.
Yeah,
like,
I know it's coming out.
Exactly.
I know. Mr. and Mrs. X number 11 is coming out, which I am really enjoying that. Over in the DC arena, I just wanted to make mention that the Sandman Volume 8 World's End 30th Anniversary Edition will be coming out. So if you've been collecting the 30th Anniversary ones, number 8's coming out. And then also from DC, Justice League Dark number 11 is coming out. It's pretty much my favorite Magic book right now.
Nice.
Is over there in DC. So I'm just, I can't wait to see how everything works out and how they deal with Dr. Fate and the Lords of Order, and just kind of finish this all up, and then where we're gonna go from there, because it doesn't seem, it doesn't, like, it just keeps getting like better and better, and like just doing such a good job, and I'm like, it can't last, right?
No,
maybe it can. I don't know. So
I hope so. I want it to.
Enjoying it so much.
Absolutely. I recommend. There's only one book. They're putting out an absolute edition of Black Mirror. So Batman Black Mirror, Scott Snyder, Jock, Francavilla.
Cover is crazy.
Oh, it's Jock cover, naturally.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you haven't already read, enjoyed, bought Batman Black Mirror, it's great, and the art and story are terrific. The Jock stuff looks great, but the Francavilla story, I mean, it's written by Snyder, but like that stuff, the Jim Gordon Jr. stuff, It's amazing. So if you haven't already checked it out, Absolute Batman Black Mirror hardcover. It's going to be great.
That's cool.
It deserves to be collected. I'm glad it is.
They did a noir version of Black Mirror, right?
Yes, they do. Yeah, we have it, actually.
And you know why I was thinking that, obviously, other than because we have it, is because Jock is one of those artists whose inks can... You don't need the color.
No.
The color's great, but you don't need it
That's
for his
right.
work.
That's
and
right.
So like I was like, if they haven't, which I thought they did, which they did, I was like, they should.
Right.
Because, why not? Because it is honestly freaking awesome.
Right.
I really like his inks, but I like that kind of like messy, dark,
heavy
gritty inks sometimes, especially in terms of horror.
Yeah, absolutely. We had heard some rumors that Justin Ponzer might have passed away. He was battling cancer, and I hope that's not true, because I was trying to confirm, and there's no official word from his Twitter, nor is there anything on Bleeding Cool or any other comic book website. But just as an aside, in case that did happen, Justin Ponzer is, since he hasn't passed away yet in my mind,
right.
One of the best colorists in the industry.
Yes.
Anytime that you are like reading a comic and you're like, holy shit, this book looks amazing, odds are Ponzer colored it. And he complements any style that he has worked with, and I was really saddened to hear that he had fallen ill and that he was going through a hard time. I know I was just talking to Scott Hanna at the con literally 2 days ago. Yeah. And we were discussing Ponzer and how talented he is, and I had to tell him that he was not well. And it was rough. And if it is true, we've lost an incredible talent. Justin Ponzer is or was just such a talent and such a wonderful, friendly person. People have said nothing but kind things about him. I did a lot of research on him back when we were like starting as a comic books channel. I was like, the colorists can either be like great or terrible. You never notice. But like Justin Ponzer, I always said and always believe in my heart, top colorist in the industry. Yeah. Just an amazing colorist, and from what I understand, a really, really terrific guy. So I'm sorry to hear about his passing. Yeah. King's Portical says top 5 Marvel films. Iron Man, Homecoming, Endgame, Infinity War, Avengers 1.
Is that your order?
No.
Oh, okay.
It's just those are the 5.
Yeah. I'm definitely on board with Endgame, Infinity War, Iron Man. I like the first Thor. I like the humor in it.
Oh yeah, Ragnarok's good too.
Ragnarok's excellent as well. And I've got a soft spot for the first Ant-Man movie.
Right. It's a great one.
Such a soft spot for that movie.
Caleb J. Villa says, fingers crossed for a Superman and Batman versus Vampires and Werewolves adaptation. I literally just talked to Tom Mandrake at the con. Yeah. And I mentioned that book.
Well, it's funny, too, because you said Superman and Batman versus Vampires, and he was like...
And werewolves. And I'm like, yes, thank you. Sorry, Tom. But he's very proud of it, and he should be. We have at least 2 trades of that book. Right. And I didn't bring either of them to get him to sign them. Instead, I got a Martian Manhunter. Yes. Mr. Roboto says, superhero vampire movies, yes, no, maybe. Sure, why not? Blade worked. Why wouldn't it? So anyway, we want to thank you all so much for hanging out with us and joining us. If you do... have an opportunity, definitely, share your favorite Justin Ponzer book in the comments down below, and check out his social media. I know that he's on Twitter, and I know that Dan Slott apparently was tweeting about it, so go over there to see where the links will lead you, because I'm sure that you can, if you want to help or if you want to show your support, I'm sure there'll be a donation you can make in his name or to his charity of his choice.
Don't forget, guys, pencilers are great, artists are fantastic, but a colorist sometimes can make or break a book. Yep. And to have someone like him that reliably made all the pencils and inks that he colored over that much stronger is incredible to have that kind of reliability and trust.
It's true. So we want to thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you guys next time with another episode of Off the Rack. Of course, if you have not already, Bad Issues came out earlier today, so go watch that because it's a lot of fun. And you won't see another one for another 2 or 3 weeks. But we do have one ready to go, and it's a lot of fun. Tiffany's on that one. It's epic, and it's a book that why didn't we do this one so far ago? Yeah. But I'm glad we're getting into it now. Yeah, that's all we got. So we'll see you then. So long, everybody.
Bye. Guys.